get intelligence from Professor Bakima, the Minister of Higher Education, say some illicit mining they go on Nimiyama Chiefdom. So on Sunday, we go there, on the way back to Freetown, we go there, we meet Professor Bakima.
Yeah, Mr. Ma.
Yeah, Mr. Fo.
Minister.
Yeah, Mr. Fo.
Yeah, you're still on.
Hello?
Yeah, you're still.
Me and George Taylor?
Yes.
It's me in talk? Yes, me in talk, yes. Me in the talk every day. We need to.
The seller, why not also cover the whole at Commercial Bank? If it was sold to about 800 people. Those are areas where I think say will not really come through. We think happen to the scholarship money we come in, wholesale. We think happen to the ticket sales we come in, and we will also understand say the plane we carry people in Saudi Arabia last year was a donation from Turkey.
I'm pleased to present to you the comprehensive report of the Governance Transition Team for your kind consideration and action. We found that at the time of assuming office as president on the 4th of April 2018, Sierra Leone was in a state of near financial bankruptcy.
Form of an inquisition, or they already prejudge people them saying that this not happen, this not happen. So I think that one aspect, number one, I feel saying nothing wrong with the transition report, the methodology, the nuances, the utterances in presenting the report. You know, when you present a report like that, we will begin to threaten, say, all man will go jail.
Whether we are able to conduct a survey like this or not, we will have the following figures. Like for instance, at the pre-primary level, that is from 3 to 5 years, we'll be having about 673,410 students at pre-primary
across the country.
Across the country. So if we take the teacher pupil ratio as it is as at now, where 45:1 at primary and 20:1 at pre-primary, we'll be having 33,671 teachers.
Number one, the areas that we don't identify, we get the ecology for produce rice in this country. For example, Natumambo and the Bonapui region, where they get over 110,000 hectares ready for production.
Anyway, welcome to Sherrick's Broadcast Network. We want to apologize for that short technical glitch. We'll get you under. Of course, today, another day, we want to take this opportunity for welcome you to Sherrick's Broadcast Network, the place who will bring Sierra Leone live to whoever you there around the globe. Today we get for bring come to now some programs tonight. Of course, we get for start with we own brother, Mr. Patrick Katta. We will not be able for bring come to now yet before we We've been promised last week for say we'll bring, one of the movies then we don't produce. Mr. Patrick Katta and both a movie actor and producer, Sierra Leone movies, based in Houston, Texas. Of course, some of the works that we don't do, we get for bring that one they come to una today. We are now we own brother. We also get for, talk about the launching of the free education in Sierra Leone that has taken place this year. Of course, quite recently this week, it don't happen in the country. We get for talk about that as well. We also get for talk exclusively about how the SLPP government so far not able to manage change in Sierra Leone, because all man be the yearn for change, and so how effective has the SLPP government been able to manage that change? We are going to look at the technical aspect of how to manage change in any organization. That's now the educational aspect of broadcasting, for educate with people them how people can able for do things if they're sincere, if they're honest about what they try for do. So we're going to bring that one they come to as well. And then of course we're going to intertwine with other things that we get for happen. So would I ask that you stick around with we as we continue for bring to programs to una. Of course, me your name na Ibrahim Sharif, like how we all know, and I'm the host Naya. And then of course, if this is not your first time for joining, we want to take opportunity of this moment for officially welcome you to Sherrick's Broadcast Network. And of course, for assure you for say you don't take the right decision for being at the right place, because Naya so we stand for the truth. Naya so not the pan ben will talk straight, we're not afraid of nobody. And so now that we're going to continue for doing that today, okay? So one for me, stick around, so we'll continue for you the program. Stick around with us.
Hey, hey, hold your book and pen. Body man, so you know go they depend. You know what I'm talking about? And I get me brothers and I with me. We can't talk about importance to go school.
Yeah, pick up your bag and go school. No worry for the fees, then send a free for go school. Yeah, mommy send you picking go school. If you not get lunch, free bomb a day no school. Yeah, when you picking begin go school. When you can house, make it show you waiting them in a school. Yeah, as the thing go, they go, let we watch, see if government do waiting, they say them go do.
Free education. Power, power. Say we picking the foundation. Power, power. Say we can't get the right. For the right. Education is the key to wipe away poverty. Because it's the future.
When the bubble go school, mama you don't hear me kill it in future bright. Yeah. When the titi go school, wallahi you don't free no man no go mass by right. Yeah. Send you picking go school, so we go fit to go when the future go just be bright. Yeah. Like book na the secret, na the key we go end poverty na the ghetto.
When the titi go school, it no go depend on man for you and too much. Any the bubble go school, it no go take gun work and a net for book the ones. You no go need for go big so you compete them. You can't you compete with other countries. You go able not chest any side way call for boost you on all any confidence.
Titina for land book, no pizza coco. But no make big fool like you not that go. Money in the net to just they go fen. Instead of quick gentry, only book and pen. Land out for freedom, right? Life not to all the time, bruh. But weed and dice, free education. You know go pay penny. Book land in Sabah, get for day plenty.
Opportunity day now for go school free. Then we use them well to advantage. The reason not there for make you no go school. Rather not for make yourself useful. If you go school, not for yourself no more. Salon where we all like some benefit. You can be lawyer, you can be doctor. Anything we go make some benefit.
Cause no time, now for change your ways. Now come brown on the pay school fee again. Okay, lunch every day. Send me booking go school. No care what I say. Go school. No fall about party jane. Go school. Okay, and to only marry. Go school. Oh yeah.
When the bubble go school, mama you don't hear me kill it in future bright. Yeah. When the titi go school, wallahi you don't free no man no go mass by right. Yeah. Send you picking go school, so we go fit to go in the future go just be bright. Yeah. Land book na the secret, na the key we go end poverty na the ghetto.
Education for the feet.
to who that deserve them. So now when I free, everybody for grab them. Not go school for eat, so na free then they serve them. That money wake you spend for fees, reserve them. That picky where they sell na skit for commodity. More youth for land instead of why you go body. For succeed, now you battle with for fight. Education are you weapon, power now you right. You, who is the president of Sierra Leone?
President Musa Baka.
Well, you see, we really need this free education. Sissy.
When the bobo go school, salon go better. Education not the answer. Yeah, when it's in go school, woman for land book, not to kitchen no more for sake. Mama and Papa Jane, the beginning get better day. No make let them call him follow education now.
No more excuse, I no get school fee. Pop up for go school, education are free. Illiteracy bad, education are key. It don't say we will blind, but now we the same. Now I can get book sense, develop my country, not to pass a fly go overseas. Education are the key, it can open doors. Your favorite rapper land book, look me the great boss. Forget your color or your party, no worry about expenses. Education are free. Grab good school and learn. Make them all of it tomorrow, say. Lord, if the belly complain, well, bomb my day. No worry about school fees,
none free.
Members say education gets better pay. So go school for tomorrow, go be okay.
When the bubble go school, mama, you don't hear me killer in future bright, yeah. When the titi go school, voila, you don't free. No man, no go must buy right, yeah. Send you picking go school, so you go fit to go in the future, go just the bright, yeah. Line book, not the secret, not the key, we go end poverty, not the ghetto.
Yes, of course, Famudem, free education promo, of course, by main musical artist them from Sierra Leone, led by Emerson Bakari, one of the famous musical artists from the country. And so now that we get for talk about now, so exclusively today, of course, when I know say President Julius Madabio way able to campaign at the country. Now one of the flagship projects that one the way we get for talk about way it's it will bring free education to primary and secondary schools them in the country. Because it don't find out say education a key to success or key to progress not every country. So we get for talk about that free education launching in Sierra Leone today, and of course we just want to say plenty thank you to the musical artists then we get for do this song. Of course now sensitization song that one day as soon as know you get for you not get for pay no more school fees, and of course where you go school you get for eat today. So that's the encourage the beginning for medical school, and of course so again for be a responsibility on the part of three entities in our country: one, the government; two, the educational system; and three, the parents or the guardians. Now then get for help with this free education to succeed. And so we get for can talk about that one day exclusively on this channel. So one for me, stick around as we continue for bring the programs to you. Stick around with us. Yes, of course, family, before we do anything, we get for start with our own brother and not to other person, Mr. Patrick Katta. Of course, Mr. Patrick Katta is son of Sierra Leone, somebody where they do very well, where they don't make education as a passion, to him, just like we can take anything as something where you really value, where you really take to the highest esteem. And of course that you take a like a this na me own plate creating this. Now this I like for do. Mr. Patrick Katta by profession, not to movie actor, not to movie producer. Now he go school for healthcare, he go school for medicine business, you know, but then because of the passion where he gets, he don't able for go so much into this movie acting and movie production to the extent that where he don't do it work finally where you don't see him. Trust me, you yourself go like for watch in shows that, or you go on for even join them for let when I go able for they do this kind of work here, you know, demand the time the way they off, or sometimes it take off from in job just for make you do something like this. This now your passion, you know. Say some man they take off from job, then you know you take vacation, then go now different places. But when the man take off, you know they go no side. It is stay around for shoot movies them, you know. Mr. Sef, I don't plan say I want a part of a movie production, you know. Sometimes the next movie where they come out, go inside that movie, they will not know yet. But me no say then concert what will they act back home, what will they now, you know, primary secondary school, then concerts the way with teachers that be organized. Now in a movie the only difference is that will not be they use the right costume, the right sceneries, and so now this is what Mr. Katta is doing. And so let's just take a quick promo, take a look at a quick promo, and then from there we're gonna move on, right? So we want for may you continue for stick around with us as we try for bring our brother in. Stick around.
Why you dey make so? Don't make like for saying you carry the whole world on your shoulder. Why you dey make so? Don't make like for saying you carry the whole world on your shoulder.
All right, and so my family, that's not just a promo, one of the promos where Mr. Patrick Katta do. Of course, this not a brother where just like I don't tell when we're very passionate about this kind of work where they do. Of course, on the line now we get no other person but Mr. Patrick Katta himself, is Sierra Leonean movie actor and producer. Hello, Mr. Katta, how you do today?
I'm good. I'm good.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, no, I say I'm good, and I hope everything is good for you too, with you.
Right, definitely. You know, now a delight to we for able for bring you come on Sherrick's Broadcast Network for let me go talk to you as one of the brothers doing very well in something where you get passion for. So you know, me don't watch some of the movies the way you don't produce. Then really, I don't see any difference between waiting and they produce now Hollywood and waiting you don't do. I don't see any difference. So if I can ask you, waiting really spur you to action? What to make you decide for do this kind of thing?
That's a very good question, man. Well, I will begin first with Nollywood and Nigeria. Because we always watch them Nollywood movies them and they shoot movies where sometimes it's even substandard.
Right.
So I therefore take the challenge, say, you know what, I can do this. So I call up a team of some Sierra Leoneans and Liberians them in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And we came together, I wrote the script, then we shoot them. And let me tell you, man, it's a lot of constraints, money constraints, because all man if you say you they make money or not they make money. But most of the times it's not even about the money, it's about recognition. You got to prove yourself first that I can do this before when people are not knowing how then people will begin for say, you know what, I think that guy is a good producer, let's bring him in here, or let's give him a script to shoot. Let's pay him like maybe 20,000, 50,000 as they do in Nigeria.
Right, right, definitely.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, but in America, it's difficult.
Yes, definitely. So one of the movies where you don't produce, when we don't watch, you know, now you said second left to me, I take my family, we sit down, watch the whole movie. We were so impressed. So now I begin brag to me, Pikida, I begin brag to my wife. I tell her, I say, listen, the next movie where Mr. Katta they produce, I mean, the main actor inside that movie. So we don't watch American Spouse. Tell me small about American Spouse. What's it there about?
You know, my American Spouse, I can forget. Do you have me family? When I don't think like you want to mix up the English and the Creole small bit. My American Spouse now been just a story we've been just stuck in my head. I don't know how the story come up. So I write the story, and it became a true story for real. It's a true story. It's about people in where they in America, instead of them get married here, like the Sierra Leoneans, them get woman in Maryland, Virginia, or all side when the Sierra Leoneans them, where they always look for man. But the man then they left Naya back again, go to saloon to go get a woman from Sierra Leone. And you know, say we go get woman from Africa. You get for spend a lot of money, you get for do a lot of training and visa before they get for come overseas. And the story was so good that where you go salon, everything is good, everything is fine. See where they don't and do, they go do all things for you, for convince you say, I am a good girl or I'm a good woman. If I come to the United States, I go able to help you. I will take care of the bills, Sam, no worry. I will help you for everything. We then come in the American society, they see how the operations they go to America, then begin to change their mind about, I don't even want to be with this guy no more.
Wow.
He's not as wealthy as somebody else. He's not driving the kind of car I'm expecting him to drive. Those are like the minute things then wait and they look at, instead of to look at the big picture, say, now you don't go pull them abroad, now you don't bring them in Canada. So instead of them look up to you, make them go build up a team, then they start to look outside and the relationship they get ruined.
Wow. Yes.
So that's what that movie is about.
And so, you know, when I watched the movie, you know, it reached a point where, as you say, you know, waiting lead the woman where you be able to go bring from salon for come with an as you were waiting lead them into where it go astray. Now, you know, na party business, even though one point party the way, na him be the advisor all the time in a good way. Yes. So you feel say party business back in Puel, most of them marriages then they?
No, not that much. But na the job, we started to go work, na then not in home them, or then he at least still room them. Where they can go there, then begin talk, then begin tell them business to the people them. And most of the friends that where they go meet up, not even married, they are jealous of them that they are married.
Right.
So they are poor and married, so then they ill advise them.
Right.
Then they tell them the wrong thing. This is America. After I was fully on so that man is not able to do nothing again. That man is able to pull it out. That man able this, that. So the woman they kind of is always angry now. You know, they get you time again. When you talk to her, sometimes you can enter house, you enter his house, you not even look yourself or say hi. Because of the non-go spoon feed them outside with information where they say he go able for work on you with.
Right.
Yes, and it doesn't just stop there. Maybe he gets a vehicle where you don't buy for her because of she's just a starter. You can't give her a new car while she's just a starter. You don't go on a job, don't go see somebody else where don't like her and say, na me man's or na me boyfriend, now him give me this vehicle. You see how he new, you see how he fine. Now all that constraint down this. So instead now in the beginning eager, go look for this boyfriend out. So go look for the man. And if you not be careful, say if you the friend, then go and go jog you man back again. Then go and go jog you boyfriend. Yes. Because the boyfriend and don't give that vehicle there. So they will go jog that boyfriend there for they will give a vehicle.
Right.
It doesn't just stop there. Okay. Philly is a little different from Houston, Texas. A lot of, I don't know how to say this, like quote unquote, they say Nigerian man then is spent per woman there. And they just give an example.
Right.
But it's not all Nigerians they spend per woman there. So if you guys reunion, you come to Houston, who's your woman, the woman they get that perception say Nigerian man they spend per woman there. So instead of looking up to you, and they begin look for them Nigerian man them back. Because Nigerian man they like and then Nigerian man. I'm sorry, I know they generalize them to all Nigerians. But this is what is happening. When in Canada, the first thing what they try to do, then they try to look for Nigerian man, then begin foolish themselves. And this is for real.
And it look like say I agree with you on that, because me don't they around Nigerians when I'm a co-workers there, they talk about with salon woman they say with salon woman they cheap, then say they get complex pan them. So me don't understand what that mean, but I kind of trust you on that. And so Mr. Katta, inside the movie, I see say, when you bring this woman come from salon, it then I know sabi nobody. Then suddenly he begin he get this boyfriend. Now that side I not be able to forget. He and this man they be there back home on I can't get the man. Then suddenly begin invite the man. Now you owes. Then when you like plenty of things. Then the way they go on. Tell us more about that scene.
Yes. Thank you, man. Just ask any question. I get answer for him.
Right.
Actually, now the boy this is Africa. The boy don't come America, the boy don't marry, he don't born the king. But where beyond this woman we still get this boy a number a keeper. So the boy don't help him. Now where this man now can help him for come America now. Where the man left on an oath for go work. Now they go look inside in diary, he call this guy beyond now they holding at the same state. Now the same tongue. And they'll all be very close, but it not be no that they even say now other states the guy is. So he asked the guy, who say the 90 guy say Pennsylvania a day. Now they say who's not Pennsylvania? He said no say Pennsylvania a day. He said Philadelphia a day. And the guy said, oh yeah, this is not Philly. And the guy was just driving past by the house area there. The guy been the go to the supermarket. Now they say, who said you there? Now they give him the address. So, if you're close, it's a half a mile. Now they say, well, stop by the house. So he begin invite man right away at the house there. For come visit a young married man house. So that was the story about that. And he invited the guy inside the house. He tried to force himself to the guy. The guy said, no. He said, we can't start doing this right now. The guy even showed him in ring set. He said, listen, look. He said, I'm married. Now then the lady said, no. He said, I'm not caring about that ring. He said, because I know I'm here, you've been from Africa. He said, and now you show me life. Now you vaginate me. So I'm not going to ever forget you. He said, but forget about that man. They said, that man don't go walk. So that was that part. Now they should be in Africa, but the guy be not abandoned.
But anyway, see, they can't show that movie this small for level family and see not to everything. I just show some part of it for me and see what they talk about. So, Mr. Katta, you get any plans for come up with another movie? Are you working on anything?
OMG, oh my God. Oh my God! I just want to write a story. We're crazy, man. This one, it gets a golden award. I'm telling you. And for you surprise, I'm surprising you in there. I'm giving you a part. I'm giving you a
That's
part
what I was
that
talking about. I have to have a part in this movie, right?
I know, I'm going to give you a part on this one. It's not the one that we were going to do, but this one, you get a part for now.
Okay.
In my, this one, I don't know what that for start. Maybe people can just wait and see.
Okay.
That's all I get for say.
Okay.
When I get for see fire and host, man, they pray. Fire, outside, but that's spiritual fire. So if you get rich, if you see that fire, that means they get rich too.
I can't wait. I can't wait to be part of it, you know. And you know, my family owner, they watch this man, so when they shoot movie, you know, it's so funny how it do in work. You know, for shoot movie, man, it's so complicated, kind of like a small, minute 1 second thing where they do is so important inside a movie that where they tell you how for tinap, which you for talk about, how side for look. I like the way you keep produce, man. But you know, Mr. Katta, so waiting at some of the constraints then where you don't they suffer as far as this job is concerned, doing this movie, waiting at some of the difficulties.
Man, it's a lot of difficulties then, man. More to with the Sierra Leoneans, the more way you know to I'm sorry again to say this, man. Once you know to in Nigerian, where they know say now from Hollywood or Nollywood, you're not a Sierra Leonean, you try to bring up a project. I don't know why some of you the Sierra Leoneans then just they look down on Sierra Leone, say about them not to find things and where they want the deeper. No. When the German they call so for an audition, the man the place they pull up, they left over.
Right.
I'm not gonna name nobody, but this is in the movie industry. They happen in India, it happen in Hollywood, it happen in Houston, yes.
Right, that's definitely.
Yeah, then they will give them body to the Nigerian and they all for just the inside a movie waste on them. She's just a bystander.
Right. So if somebody if somebody they know where they watch you, where they listen to you, but it get interest for be part of this movie acting, you know, movie production, waiting at the information where the person they need.
Well, most of the time I'm on Facebook, and I get me own man them where I get meetings them with. But most of the time, it's just worth saying, and not they see the actually take place. So I really try to build up a team, and it looks like I don't really have to look up to just Sierra Leoneans there right now. I get to be diverse.
Right. Since we own salon people and now you come forth. Right. So but if anybody get interest right now, they can go on Facebook, look for Patrick Katta, and they can inbox you, and then you guys can move on from there. Okay. That's good. That's good. Well, yeah, well, Mr. Katta, you know, at the time that one they will get for you for now, intermittently we're going to bring you coming as things then they go through. And so I want to say a lot of thanks to you for where you think about giving me a part in the next movie. I know say if you give me part inside and now, the entire viewership na Sherrick's Broadcast Network will get for be interested in seeing waiting Ibrahim Sherriff get for do para movie. So
yes. It's crazy! Oh my God! Hold on.
Yes.
This is gonna be crazy, man. I'm sorry, man. This is gonna be so crazy.
Right.
I mean, man, they get for enjoying this film. Man, they get for the spend a needle in my hair stack. Just looking out for me, man. I'm telling you that.
All right. Well, I want to say plenty thank you to you. We'll get for can show the movie now. Let people that watch a little bit of it, and then we will talk a little bit later. All right.
Yes, sir. No problem. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the viewers there too.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hi, is this the police? Oh my God, I think I just shot my husband in self-defense. Can you guys please hurry up?
Somebody gonna fix this, man, and know exactly what's going on, right? Please.
Why? You know my calls you can, man. I'm not busy, man. Leave your call on the car, okay? Alright, call me if you can. Okay. sure you get all the evidence and bring you over to the office. Okay. I'll be there waiting for you.
Thank you.
You call for the ambulance.
Yeah, the ambulance ain't around, so.
Hey!
Stop you right here. I'm not here to patronize me.
Okay.
Calm down for what?
We need to sit and talk about this.
Me and you talk? When did we start talking? When you came from Africa, you met me right here. So I know everything that you're doing in this house, and I have your package, okay?
You know what? I don't have to listen to it. You have to get out. Please leave.
Okay.
Please get out. If you don't get out, I'm going to call the cops on you.
Hello? Oh yeah, this is Professor Michael Cisse, the human rights and lawyer.
You remember you the one introduced this for us to
I introduced you. I didn't tell you to kill him. So now everybody's putting the phone on me. What do you want me to do?
We all have to go bigger at once and try to handle this situation. All you want your friends to come to America. Now look what happened.
It's not because of that. I just, I thought you, it's not just because of for your brother to help her to come to America.
Oh my God. I know see America cool now. I pray for me to go bring me sneaker and me jacket. Because the boy in a salon, my schoolmate, the boy follow me in the airport. I don't believe. Take me jacket, take me sneaker. Say, nah, you don't. I don't believe. Listen, you want to challenge me?
Of course I want to challenge you.
Well, give me that my number.
No, I'm not going to give you number. I got to talk to our folks before they give you number.
Sure?
Yes.
I'll get a number.
I will talk to her.
Okay.
Yay! Girl is bad. You can't be serious.
I'm serious, man.
Those things don't work. Trust me, my brother.
People know they die. You they make me feel like a chief. Now you they make me feel so good. You they bring me joy. You they make me smile. I wanna love you. Treat you so royal like I never treat no one before. Never before. Just wanna say thank you, Lord, for everything. Yeah. Just wanna give experience everything you've done.
Yeah, baby. This is my house. Welcome home.
This is our home?
This is our home.
Wow!
Yes.
It's so nice!
Yes.
This is my God!
This is your house. Yeah, you can look around. Oh, yes.
I'm so happy!
Okay.
Wow!
Yeah, so make yourself comfortable. Let me take your bag upstairs, okay?
You
I'll be right back. Don't worry, I'll be right back, okay? Have a seat.
Where you went at?
No, I was just preparing breakfast for you.
For me?
Yes.
Oh, honey. I feel like a queen.
Yes. I'm a queen, you should know that.
Yeah.
I'm back, okay?
Alright. Thank you. Alright. Hello? Hi! This is Teresa. How are you? I'm fine. Look, where are you? I'm in America now. Where are you? Pennsylvania? I don't even know where they're at. I'm in Philadelphia. You in Philadelphia too? Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God! So when are you coming to see me? Don't worry, I'll give you my address, okay? I have to see if my husband is coming. Right now he went to get me phone card, but I'll call you later, okay? I'm so happy to see you, baby. Alright, I can't wait. Alright, bye. Come. I miss you. Africa was good. How's your mom? Wow, my mom is okay. She asked for you. Oh. Yeah. How is she doing? Everything is fine. So how have you been? I've been okay. That's nice. You look good. Oh, thank you. Wow. The place is beautiful. I know. How is you and your husband? He's fine. All thanks to you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. He's really nice. He's a darling. He just went to get me a phone card to call Africa. Oh, that is so really sweet. Nice. Yeah.
Princess Diaries.
Oh,
Princess Diaries.
Yeah.
Princess, how they do?
They do fine.
Oh my God. Look the woman, oh.
Tell me this one, not fine.
I said to God.
This is my phone I don't give you. Take good care for mom.
All right.
Go get ready. We're going to the mall, right?
Okay. All right. Honey?
What?
Honey, that was a rental car.
Oh, rental car?
Yes, a rental car.
No. I'm not getting into that old car.
Oh, please, darling. What's wrong with this car?
Well, you told me that was your car.
Yes.
This car is too old. I'm not getting in this old car.
It was my car for a day. It was a rental car. It was a rental car. So please, darling, get in the car.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Get in, my dear. You never seen old car before.
Baby, now you are one girl. Give you everything, make you know one girl. You know me hot, me soul, me stand me young. You know me everything. You know me hot, me soul, me stand me young. Baby, now you are one. Now you are one. Now you are one. Now you are one. Baby, now you are one.
This is one of the African stores here. See that?
Okay.
Yeah, this is where we get all our African stuff, okay? You got rice? Yes.
With all this built in this country.
Who's that? I'm fine. Wow, you look nice.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This place is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, I was on my way going out and you just came, you know.
All right. The way you came here, you have to be careful. The guys lie here too much. They ride out of big cars, right here. They're gonna make you will forget about your husband. Be careful. Stay with him. That's my only advice I have for you.
Yeah, honey, come here and give me a peck. Come give me a peck.
Take care.
Alright, that's it, okay?
Alright.
Alright, I want you to take care of the house, okay?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Hey! How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good. So now the place here?
Yeah, this is the place. Come on in, let's go.
Right.
Come in. Wow. So how have you been?
Yeah, well, I can't complain, man. You know, I was just taking it one day at a time. Seeing old man, you see, I see me stay here.
That's right. Do you want something to eat or something to drink?
Oh, no, I just ate before getting here.
You sure?
So how you been?
Just been.
So now tell me, who took my baby and brought my baby to me? Because they think that's my baby.
Don't worry, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about all that. But anyway, oh my God, you married? Anyway, I don't care. I don't care about that ring. You my first love, and I'm here to clean mine. So I don't care.
Sure about that?
Oh, forget about that. I don't care.
Yes.
How was work today?
I'm tired, but hey, I'm home now.
Well, just relax.
Okay.
I made your favorite downstairs.
Oh God, thank you so much, honey. Oh yes.
All you have to do is just eat.
Yes.
Get some rest, okay?
Okay. All right. I think I'm good this week, honey. Okay.
All right, see.
All right.
I'll just clean up a little bit, okay? This guy, he think I want some money from my parents. He's a thing again. I'm gonna send money from my parents anytime I want to.
Yes, I know now. Money is not evil. Money is the roots of all evil, I say.
Oh, bro.
Oh, sleep. I know, man. Oh God, help me.
You sleeping?
Yes. Oh my God.
Wow. You woke last night?
I just came home this morning.
Okay.
So what's up, man?
Well, what's going on?
Just a little tired.
I want to talk to you about something. Brother, I'm here because of your wife.
What about my wife?
Yo, man, your wife is cheating on you. Okay. I called you yesterday. You told me at work. I was just passing by. I saw them, the two of them, with the same guy. This is the third time I'm seeing this girl with this guy. She don't have no uncle here.
Where do you think you're going?
What's up? Where you standing? Come on.
What? What do you want?
Food.
Food? It's no food in here. You always come in here for food.
Excuse me.
It's no food in here.
Excuse me, please. My brother told me there's some food in there.
Hey, you're looking for food. No food in here, okay?
Can you move?
No food.
Let me check.
I ate all the food.
Alright, okay, let me see.
Are you always like... It's no food in here. It's no food in here. I ate everything.
All right, my family, and so that's now My American Spouse. Of course, we just want to bring a little bit of that to us for let go see how the movie did. This is a very, very interesting movie. Of course, when I see the man don't go Africa, I don't bring in wealth. It don't come with wealth na so, and of course, as it don't come, it don't meet up in old boyfriend from Africa. Now they don't hook up, they don't begin cheat on the man. Plenty things get for happen where really as the movie they go on, I saw it become interesting. Now so it keep you in suspense. You want to know what's at the next action we get for take place. So I think say you need for contact Mr. Patrick Katta for let you see the rest of the movie. You know, now My American Spouse by Mr. Patrick Katta, a Sierra Leonean movie actor and producer, currently based in Houston, Texas. Usa within so na man of Philadelphia been there just like me. And so we want to encourage everybody to do that. You know, you can go on Facebook, you search for Patrick Katta and you can inbox him. Either you want the movie or you want for, you know, join them for act movies them, Sierra Leonean movies them, you go join them. And you say don't see the quality of the movie. I mean, you know, when you look at the technology where it use, the transitions, the quality of the videos, the audio and everything, it look perfect. You know, and so I want to tell them plenty thank you, Mr. Katta, for everything where you do as far as you know, elevating Sierra Leone is concerned. We tell you plenty thank you. And so we found the next one for talk about the free education in Sierra Leone. Of course, when I don't say this past Monday, the President, His Excellency retired Brigadier General Julius Maada Bio officially launched the free education for primary and secondary school children in the country. And of course, when it be the campaign for become the president of the country, where it put this agenda forward, you know, people that be the doubt him, people that not be like him, people that be feel say, you know, it not go succeed. And you see, now the side that one day pass Sierra Leoneans say with business we may not be able to understand where it be say with a doubt yourself. We feel say certain things then they will not go able for do. We feel say certain things then they way not to for we always a doubt yourself. We they forget the fact say, you know, the one that way we don't succeed for, you know, achieve certain things in life, they not just grab and succeed. In fact, maybe they tried and they fail. You know, then get this thing what they call trial. You know, trial. How they call them? There's a name for it. But anyway, when you try and fail, not mean say that's the end of you. You know, you have tried. In fact, anytime when you fail, a sign where they show you for say you are on the path of succeeding, because of anytime when you fail, it gives you zeal, it motivates you, it inspire you for move on to the next level. Right? So the people that be doubt, people that not being believe say Julius Maada Bio go able for launch this free education program. And of course, would I not go want for let free education go in the country? Some of who will be grabbed, who will be small, will be almost just there at on the verge of the time where free education. I mean, not to be free education, but when they feed we na school. Some of we class 1, class 2 we eat, but after that night then cut the whole thing, right? But when you go school, when you don't come out school, you don't kind of also you get this anticipation for say tomorrow when I go school, I get for go eat na school, hungry no go dey per me. You become motivated as a child. You become inspired as a child for make you able for continue for go to that school day. So now this get for happen inside this free education program. Then get for make sure say picking and get for the eat na school. And of course, the education get for be free. Parents they not get for worry anymore about paying school fees for children. They not get for happen anymore, right? So this is good, right? So this is good. So me family them. So we just want for let una know for say this na the thing we're going to talk about today. And of course, one for me stick around as we continue for bring the programs to you. Stick around with us.
This means that it is the responsibility of teachers to teach properly and the duty of parents and guardians to ensure that the child goes to school, stays in school for the full day and has time at home to rest, do homework and study. Subjecting the child to excessive domestic chores, sending him or her to the street for trading instead of studying will not be accepted anymore.
Improve on what we already offer. And I promise you, like I always do, I will be back. And I will keep doing this work until someday in this country, every child your age can go to school without their parents worrying about school fees.
And my name is Ibrahim Sharif, founder and director of Sherrick's Broadcast Network, and I approve this message because education is key to success. Thank you, Mr. President, for keeping your promise. Right, of course, so education is key to success. Of course, free education in Sierra Leone. The mere fact that we mean a salon person, we are the talk about free education in my country. It make I just feel so good about my country. So good. Whether they succeed or not, I just feel good. You know, make I share one story with Una. You know, during the height of the Civil War in Sierra Leone, me na Kenema me been based. Of course, na Eastern region me born, na they are raised, na they have been based during the height of the Civil War. And so during that time, they will begin to get one of we brothers where it's small, when a small picking, you know, if they make them wire more to cut them, you know, for salon people that are familiar with this one, I know say the tender way, time in kind of salon way, would they make them wire more to cut them, cut the sponge, have back the sole, cut and fine, make and like tire and everything. So people then they be really good at making stuff like that one day. So this boy has to be so good at making these things. In name have been Timothy. You know, I've been in Jehovah Witness them, but you know, every Sunday in family, then they go from house to house, then they preach to people, that they give them books them, just like how we know. But then, you know, in leisure time, now this it be like for do, they make them wire motokada and everything. So one time, we all small, now government technical institute now Kenema, it began for make a helicopter. You know, we then form and then with wires, they connect battery to and everything. So whilst all then British people that will be teaching at Technical Institute, they all been there on the sports. Now be Technical Institute being sports that end day. So why is then they on the sports here? So this guy Timothy bring this in wire helicopter, a brand kind of the field, and the white people they watch him. He demonstrates, he make that helicopter, they grab a fly, he go up, he suspend in the air, then he come back down, it in absafu. So from that time, now one American white person grow interest in Timothy. He able go to his parents, they able convince them a brand kind of America. So we brand kind of America, he make a attend aeronautical school from elementary to middle school to high school to college. Now for how for make plane. you know, now it go study. Now New York. Now they, you know, then get this university what they call Graham Bell Aeronautica, Graham Bell University of Aeronautical Technology. Now they learn how to make plane. So now that's school they go. And so during the war time, now he returned back to the country. You know, if we don't get this person will be brain cancer, so the person can't die. But before he die, he write a will for him for say if he die, part of in whole money where he gets they forgive him. So he been get that money, then he go back to Sierra Leone. When he go back to Sierra Leone, he go with a passion for make aeroplane. Then one day will be the Kenema during the time hike of the Civil War, when I go know exactly what he had to talk about. So now this boy say they make aeroplane. Now they tell them they wait every seconds rebels and they can close to Kenema for attack, but still if they do the work. So it begin for design this aeroplane at first on paper, then it begin for, you know, all the measurements of all the parts we get for go inside, the what you get for do with the body, the kind engine where you get for build, you know, a turbine engine where, you know, where they suck breeze, and that breeze now they make the aeroplane they move forward. You know, it means so understand what they try for do. But because for make plane by a Sierra Leonean in Salon, even though the way it been there now, it been go back, and nobody even talk Creole better. Now American English now they speak, but still people are not being sure for say it go make plane. So like me, so now then go meet me. I say, you know, we get one guy in our community because me for what this salon, anything when a progressive thing, when a innovation, a new idea, I like for the part of her. So now they tell me, they say, this boy I don't care, I want to make this thing, but it needs somebody for administer in job. So that's in there they teach now secondary school. So now I be part of that aeroplane making. You know, I was the administrator. So we go make a fence around the aeroplane where it begin for make. It explain to we, you know, how many speed the aeroplane where they make get forget, which kind of engine, the measurement of every component of materials where they put inside that plane, they measure them. Because at the end of the day, the entire plane for weigh a certain weight. They forget a certain weight. So it measure everything where they go inside. And the demarcation, everything been fine, you know. So one day, now this rumor go around for say, you know, some guy they don't come, they try for make, you know, aeroplane. When they don't make that aeroplane, they want for fly them over Kenema and kill all man. So by then the paramount chief will be the, by then would have been Chief Vanguard be get for afraid. So in all the tribal authorities, all the chiefdom authorities, then they all gather, then go inside the paramount chief in Motuka, then go outside where they make the plane, then go arrest to all. Then bring we count to the paramount chief in compound. So they ask with critical questions. Whether body explain in first of all, but in family, but in background, but which is study, how if they don't now, you know, if they work for Boeing, you know, if they work with them, then they make planes, then are New York, plenty things that we explain. Then myself now we mean that in Peking, I explain who's our born, who's our commodities, you know, one of the chiefs then we don't die now, it be sit down there, and I say that this Peking I will Peking this. So now they believe in we. So now the paramount chief talks say, he said this plane one that they make, whether a fly or not fly, with the fence on side inside Kenema, or they go pin that plane there, and they go there as a souvenir or as, you know, as a memory, you know. So anytime what they say for, so we get speaking and we come up from inside we be want to do something like this. So that was very inspirational, that was very motivational, right? So now this kind talks then what they talk, let nobody not grab with something where now elevation, where they try for move the country forward, where they try for bring positive development to the country, then we doubt them. When we do that one day, then we they kill the spirit of development. So just like how Julius Maada Bio been come, first of all, the mere fact that he identifies say education, the lack of education or investing in our youth through education, now one of the biggest problems where Sierra Leone gets. So for making go identify him, that was a big thing that he did. Because anybody where you mean well for Sierra Leone, these are things that you want to start thinking about. You want to make sure say you don't educate the children of Sierra Leone. Because they want the old call Pekin right now. Where would they invest into them? After 10, 15, 20 years from now, now they get for be the elders of that country. Now they will be able for me, you know, able for administer this country, for me able for lead this country. So if we not invest in them now, because of the time where APC we don't bring the one party rule and Shaka Stephen they in power, they not be invest in education. So now very few Sierra Leoneans that we were lucky. Now we be able to go school under that regime. They were able to acquire university education. They like it today we go able for move around free. We know we rights, we know freedom and all of that. But the rest of the population they're not able for make them. And now make day will country day in this predicament where they in today. So if a president don't come up with a very, very, very good idea like this, about free education, I think say we all for him, whether you like it or not. But look at the general picture. Look at the bigger picture. At the end of the day, if these children are able to acquire this education, primary school, secondary school, then now we're gonna tertiary institution. Instead they don't create ways say if you don't get money for go university or for go pursue vocational or technical education. Some side the way you go borrow money, you go pay your way, you acquire that education. After what you done, there is a career services development where they go help you for find job. Where you don't get that job, they wouldn't they pay you pay back that money they small. And the same thing they happen at first world. So this is good for the country. So when the man begin for grapple that in plenty of the way they try for mukwam, with they provoke him, with they talk so they able now talk no more way they talk because you want for win the election. After we don't win, they do them. But now the man don't prove all the cynics then wrong. They don't prove the cynics then wrong. Then one day we be feel say no go do them, the man don't do them, it don't launch them. So now we get for even continue now for do more. Right, so we want for me to stick around as we bring the president in speech on the day of the launching of the free education at Sierra Leone. Right, stick around with us.
In our educational system. While the government is prepared to cover the cost of one repeat per level of schooling, the cost of more than one repetition will have to be covered by the parent or the guardian. This means that it is the responsibility of teachers to teach properly, and the duty of parents and guardians to ensure that the child goes to school, stays in school for the full day, and has time at home to rest, do homework, and study. Subjecting the child to excessive domestic chores, sending him or her to the street for trading instead of studying will not be accepted anymore. Also, I wish to remind parents and guardians that the current Education Act of 2004 makes it compulsory for parents, including guardians, to send their children to school to receive primary and junior secondary education. The Education Act further provides that parents, including guardians, who neglect to send their children to school for primary and secondary education
commits an offense and shall be liable on conviction for a fine. You seem to like that. Let me go over there. Yes, sir. The Education Act further provides that parents, including guardians, who neglect to send his or her child for primary and secondary school education commits an offense and shall be liable on conviction to a fine or imprisonment or both. Because this provision in the law has not been enforced, many children of primary and junior secondary age are out of school. This cannot continue to happen now that education in government and government-assisted schools are free. Therefore, once the Ministry of Basic and Senior Education is satisfied that provision in terms of availability of schools nationwide is adequate, not only in terms of numbers, but also in terms of easy accessibility by pupils, and that all functioning schools have been approved to operate either as private, government, or government-assisted, the Education Act of 2004 will be strictly enforced. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, some proprietors of government-assisted schools have been having a field day. While it is true that many of the mission schools that are now benefiting from government assistance brought formal education to many parts of the country and have rendered noteworthy service to the nation, almost all have handed over their obligations and responsibilities to government. Some of these
all right, and so then that's not been the president where it launched do the official launching of the free education for primary and secondary schools in Sierra Leone. Of course, plenty other things that they wouldn't happen since the election of this president in the country, and even before. And one of the person who don't hear plenty way don't they talk on policy issues in the country, not to other person, Mr. Jesmed for the Mami Sumar, we na New Jersey based, but very frequent in the country. In fact, at some time we hear say the APC government began for Olam, them dock and some side be did it for some time, but that one did not stop them from talking. So we'll get for talk to them briefly today for let it go share in your ideas with we as far as the SLPP government is concerned since they don't come into power, because we don't want to dwell on the past. Hello, Mr. Sumar, how you do, sir?
I do fine, my brother, and thanks for having me on the call.
Right, thank you. It's always a delightful. Let me get you on Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Let me talk on some policy issues in the country. You're not a person where they travel frequently to Sierra Leone and they participate, openly on a lot of policy issues in the country. So, what thing are you on take on this free education for primary and secondary schools in the country where the president don't launch? How you look at everything based on your knowledge of the country, Sierra Leone?
Well, the fact remains that the free education system has been done long overdue and is one of the biggest transformational change any government can do. I don't care waiting how this government end up. There is no way anybody can take away from Madabio that he is the one that restored free education system in Sierra Leone. So that's a credit that you can't take away from him, whether you like him or not. Now, it is very, very, very laudable. In other words, Natiwe, we all glad if. And Natiwe, I expect everybody for support. And I'm glad why you say Dr. Kanda Yomukela is strongly support the free education stuff, because anybody will value education, Natiwe go get for support. Right. The only area where I get a little bit of concern is probably the fact that I don't feel say them plan and well, and I don't feel say they don't think and through in terms of the amount of money we go take for actually be able to carry on such a program for at least for 5 years, for let we be able to see some real meaningful return on the level of investment we require. Because if you look at the national budget, it's somewhere around, at least from the previous one, then it's somewhere around $500,000 to $600,000. And for education, believe you me, if we really want to fund them, we need a minimum of $120 million every year for the next 5 years.
Right.
So it's quite an expensive venture. So in that regard, I think the government for begin for explore alternative sources of funding. Now, the traditional way of funding is not going to be sustainable. And I know right now there is this hype and there is this excitement from both the nationals and international community, but whether they will be able to sustain for the continue for give that donation for the next 4 to 5 years, it's questionable. So, because there are other factors that will link on to the entire system of governance. So the other thing we feel to say the government for consider now for begin for explore where we the diasporans and go pay tax to government. Because me call them diaspora responsibility tax. And there is a way we go able to get over 15 to 20 million additional dollars that goes into the funding of education. Believe you me, most of we, if you say part or even all of the taxes what we they pay, it will go towards funding education. Believe you me, you will get a lot of people who will be excited as long as there is a proper way of monitoring and managing that fund. So now one area that the way government not for overlook. In addition to that, some of we they consider for set up what we call a national educational endowment, which will be a perpetual funding, irrespective of which government they in power. But this education stuff, now, is very essential, very transformational to the point that because you know they look at color, you know they look at tribe, you know they look at region. As long as they apply them equitably, where every child they get an equal opportunity. Over and above that, there are other areas. Maybe not write a document where obviously they get a copy right now because somebody through a third party then be able to get them from me. So I'm not going to surprise if some of them policy recommendation ideas then they find themselves in the current structure where they put in place. But one of the structures and two of the structures that were included inside it, therefore do it trying to explore ways of getting them former missions and where they run the schools then. Where Sheikh Stephen, because they want to destroy education, then take the schools them from the Catholics, then take the schools them from UMC Church, then take the schools them from Ahmadiyya, then take the schools them from, and then send them there, now education being good na salon. Now they come absorb all the expenses then for them schools and they, then government are able to meet in your own part of the bargain, especially when we get government will not being get respect for education. So there is no way you can expect much from them. But so this one now, we get a government who don't demonstrate say they're very serious about education. And I believe say if we take up an approach from the political level, then reach out to the Catholic mission for see how best we can negotiate for run the mission schools from the primary schools where the Catholic been run to the secondary schools then, like St. Joseph Conference, St. Edward and other schools them across the country. It will be a joint venture between the missions. What thing they go do? They go cut down the government expenses on their schools and they because there are other missions coming in to help out, and then they go release some funding for other schools that were actual government schools and other institutions. There is another aspect which is very crucial. We no go honestly, morally, and ethically say we want to launch a free education system. We not make provision for the disabled. And when I say make a provision for the disabled, I know they talk about picking that we don't reach college age or secondary age. Because before you reach that level there, now the foundation is crucial. Now how you go able to address the one and they concern? You can't have blind school now free tongue as the only option for all the blinds in the country. No go possible. Somebody where they come up here, somebody they way far somewhere in Farama or somewhere in Kabbalah to the extent the team of Kabbalah. I don't see how they go able for winning. So my approach is that let's look at specific schools and we get boarding facility for the homes there. Make sure that in each region we get one body home winner for boys and for girls. Each region, at least one body home winner for boys or for girls from that secondary school level or elementary school level or some form of where it be say they go make within that particular body home day, they make special provision for people with disability so that they go get special facility for them disability kids then they, and then specific body home schools then they, so that they go able for, because if you stay there in left arm to the public schools and then villages and all that, they're not going to make the provisions when necessary. The customization of the different system, we're going able to take care of them, because sometimes in one village you will get 2 or 3 blind, 1 or 2 bent foot. Sorry, I don't know how to call it. I know I'm the derogatory in my expression. But one of them we get foot problem or hand problem or eye problem. And so you can't say the government will send resources to every little school across the nation. But if you get 1 or 2 in each region, they know say yes, then they will get disability challenges. We will customize specific classroom, customize specific boarding facility. We will take care of that one day. So that's now another aspect where very crucial for what we look into. But it is done and a program where very laudable, and I expect everybody will respect education, will value the human resource development, will look beyond politics.
And so looking at
parties,
right,
and embrace this drive here so that you will succeed.
Right. So, Mr. Sumar, looking at the politics of the country, Sierra Leone, wherein the former party where the party where they when I been formed the government previously before this government is coming, now then not the main opposition at the country now. By your own experience on assessment of the country, because you go salon frequently, you feel say the opposition, All People's Congress, go cooperate with the SLPP for them, may they make sure say this free education agenda able to succeed in the country?
Well, the hope and pray that they go smart enough to support this agenda. But if we go by history, if we go by tradition, I get me doubt. Because historically, the reason why the Southeast is very much advanced in terms of education than the North are because the Northerners then with their myopic thinking being very much discouraged the advancement of education in the North as early back as colonial days. So the same party where they push that agenda, that myopic agenda, now in the APC. So I'm not surprised because when you consider the caliber of people that were in the current APC, they want the rare boy the way they go make noise in the parliament, like Mohamed Bangura and others. If you know how myopic some of them are, I will not be surprised if they say put up some resistance, say oh we don't want to and can't bring the free education at the North because now SLPP will get the benefit. Because that kind of thinking some of them are. So I hope and pray they will not be dumb and stupid enough to take that position. Because this is not about politics. It's about the lives of the people and the future of the kids in the North.
Right. And so in your own, what are you able for project as the possible benefits of this kind of agenda where the president come or where the SLPP government come with for say after X amount of years, this is the kind of benefits Sierra Leone will receive as a result of this free education? What's in your estimation?
A lot.
Right.
Because it builds the foundation of our human capital. This half-baked education we will get in the system. Women in the go through school then out of college. Half of them dumb like say they not even go mass classroom. You go end. If we make them like and describe them as quality education. So waiting and they go be this issue where we get where people in the camp can invest in salon. Basic tax them. What they expect them go look for Sierra Leoneans and for do. They not get people that will get skills. That will be addressed within the next 5 years.
Right.
So when investors come, they want somebody will get understanding about accounting, somebody will get understanding about finance, somebody will get understanding about chemistry, somebody will get understanding about physics or chemical engineer, biomedical engineer. Then we're able to forget Sierra Leoneans the way they go at least higher and absorb. With medical field, we are far behind in terms of the number of personnel what we need for work in the medical field. I don't know what's the ratio. I don't want to quote anything where I don't get them right, but I know the proportion of medical personnel, especially doctors, to the number of population, man, it's abysmal, to say the least. So another aspect where I wonder this government do when it comes to education, let them look specifically across the board, get a 5-year development plan, and look at specific fields of study were very crucial to the national development. Fields of study very crucial to the national development.
Right.
For instance, information technology, in the area of agricultural science, and
healthcare,
and other areas, chemical engineering, because the petroleum side is
right.
Architectural design,
healthcare services,
civil
right.
engineering, the construction of our roads. You know, one see Chinese man again, some engineering for build small road for all the running to village.
Right.
Not to them fabric, not to them sophisticated highlands where we need sophisticated engineers. The high roads they will need. We don't need no Chinese engineer for can run them. Even if now we didn't give the loan or give it the grant, we need for be able to hire we own Sierra Leonean engineers then. So once you don't identify specific fields of studies, what's very crucial to national development, we come up and design some scholarship funding for encourage kids them where they go into them field a day. So start for begin for identify talents them from high school. By the time they reach college, you give them scholarship straight to college level where they go into them field a day. Within 2 to 3 for 4 years, believe me, you go see the brains that will go shoot out na salon. We're ready for take up with that development challenge. Because some of we don't old, by the time they reach retirement age, we get young man and now they step in our shoes for take the nation forward. Now so all developed nations they evolve. Because the human capital is the biggest asset. It's more valuable than the diamond, more valuable than the gold, more valuable than everything. Because none of them can go benefit me as long as we not get the talent and the know how for add value and use them to the best of we own ability.
Yes, and so
they can't sweep around we then can go China.
Right. And so, Mr. Sumar, I know say you're on the road, you get for gold. So, like one last question I get for you is that you know, all this. Let's assume say the government able for successfully carry out this free education agenda for the next 5 years. You know, and then we get election. This is just something I'm assuming. Then another political party win election kind of power. You know, waiting you feel say as far as policy is concerned. What if you say this government need for do so that any other government where they cannot go able for kill a very ambitious, you know, policy, you know, like this educational policy like this, and that it will stay in place and they will continue with time, because it is usually, you know, other politicians that will come inside and then kill something like this. So what will they do?
The most important question you have to say.
Right.
Now, one of the most important question you have to say. One of the most important question you have to say.
Right.
And I think what we don't think about also, and there are 3 ways for handle that particular aspect. You need for make sure say the changes them where then they implement within this next 5 years are embedded with legislative mandate. So which means any party will come before you make changes, you get to go parliament. And when you go parliament, one man go know. That's now one. The second one, the funding aspect. The funding aspect of the schools. It got to be equitable in the sense that it got to be based on the population of kids in the school system by district. So that no district no go complain say they don't cheat me against another district. So if you get the funding per head, per district, then you give a legislative mandate. So let's see how a party will come to power. He said because I not left the mayor of Kenima, and Eskurma Bindu, and they starve them from whatever. But the third one, remember I said at 3? All of them changes and they it will be meaningless if you not give the regions them the mandate, the power within the legislation for take legal action against the government if the government willfully withhold funding. It's very crucial and the most important question you ask.
Right.
When you make the changes with legislative mandate, then you make the funding aspect equitable. You give them legislative mandate, and you give a structure within the mandate where they authorize school districts then across the nation for sue any government where deny them funding based on that formula they will put forward.
Right.
That's the way we don't think about. So if that's the way they need assistance on, we go able to write the formula and the structure and send them. Then get people away far better than waiting at the field of education, because me not to I not to be disciplined nowadays, even though I don't lecture before Naya and some institute in Naya, but that not make me qualify for right education policy. But I mean, while they read somebody, I read very across different subjects. So things that will concern me relating to Sierra Leone, believe in me, I do the research and study and good. So I will get me on, I will be able to stand on my feet and debate on any of the issues then on my own, because of the interest I get in the advancement of the lives of our people. So I know exactly what it is that needs to be done. So, but over and above that, then get people away, then don't they do them for life. I think then they can be able for where they need help, then they can contact people like us. But that's very crucial.
Right, very important. Yeah, because some of you they think about that in as much as this is very
that stupid kind of leadership where an Eskroma been adopted within the past 10 years. It looks certain districts and certain chiefdom, certain sections just because it dislikes certain individuals. It denied them funding. We need to stop that. We need to get a legislative mandate where we'll be able to win. Look, Kono of all places. No many diamonds and Kono don't supply. Them Munkumandaya for over 10 years and squander $1 billion over the past 10 years. Squander $1 billion from our national budget. Then look at the country there. As they go no more electricity no day, because the infrastructure no day. As they go no more this and they know they run, because infrastructure no day. Any development that is not based on the infrastructure itself, so that it can be successively be led by different entities or different governments, then it's nonsense. You know, we get ship to come out from Utar and Kolam and Turkey, the Cardinal Harbor. You know, we get an energy generating facility. We're able to handle anything and this just because of politics. Thinking say go use as a waiting a column, as a stick over the head of the people of Salone. Not that what if you not vote for me, then the ship will just go.
Yeah, exactly, and that is what happened. Well, anyway, just made one for we want for
over the past 10 years on energy.
Right.
$760 million. You know how many hydro ran the bill? Powerful hydro them. $760 million. This guy? Now come on, man.
No. Either it is sheer wickedness or ignorance, you know.
No wickedness, man.
Right.
Heartlessness and Eskroma. How can somebody be so wicked to his own people?
Yeah. But anyway, you know, we want to say plenty thank you to you, Mr. Sumar. Of course, as we go along, so you going to come and we're going to discuss the areas, and especially in the 3 important areas that you don't discuss as to how the areas and they go help with this free education. So now things they will get for break into segments and discuss them in the future on this program. I want to say plenty thank you to you, Brad. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend.
Hey, hey, hold your book and pen. Body man, so you know go they depend. You know what I'm talking about? And I get me brothers and I with me. We can't talk about importance to go school.
Yeah, pick up your bag and go school. No worry for the fees, then send a free for go school. Yeah, mommy send you picking go school. If you not get lunch, free bomb a day na school. Yeah, when you picking begin go school. When you can house, make you show you waiting them in the school. Yeah, as the thing go, they go, let we watch, see if government do it, and they say them go do
free education. Power, power. Say we picking the foundation. Power, power. Say we kill and get the right. For the get right. Education is the key to wipe away poverty. Because it's the future.
When the bubble go school, mama, you don't hear me kill it in future bright, yeah. When the titi go school, wallahi, you don't free, no man, no go mass by right, yeah. Send you picking go school, so we go fit to go in the future, go just feel bright, yeah. Line book, not the secret, not the key, we go end poverty, not the ghetto.
When the titi go school, it not go depend on man for you and too much. And if the bubble go school, it not go take gun, work and a net for book the ones. You not go need for go big so you compete them. You can't you compete with other continent. You go able not chest any side way call for boost you morale and confidence.
Titina for land book, no pizza coco. But no make big fool like you not that go. Money in the net, you just they go fen. Instead of quick change, you only book and pen. Land out for freedom, right? Life not to all the time, bruh. But weed and dice, free education, you know go pay penny. For planning, Sabah get for day, plenty.
Opportunity day now for go school free. Then we use and well to advantage. The reason not there for making no go school. Rather not for make yourself useful. If you go school, not for yourself no more. Salon where we all like some benefit. You can be lawyer, you can be doctor. Anything we go make some benefit. Cause no time, now for change your ways. Now come brown on the place we feel again. Okay, lunch every day. Now for send me to go school. No care what I say, go school. No fall about party then, go school. Okay, and to only marry, go school. Oh yeah.
When the bubble go school, mama you don't hear me kill it in future bright, yeah. When the titi go school, wallahi you don't free, no man no go mass by right, yeah. Send you picking go school, so we go fit to go in the future, go just feel bright, yeah. Line book, not the secret, not the key, we go end poverty, not the ghetto.
Education for the free, so who that deserve them. So now when I free, everybody for grab them. Not go school for eat, so na free then they serve them. That money we can spend for fees, reserve them. That picky where they sell na fees for commodity. More youth for land instead of why you go body. For succeed, now you battle for fight. Education are you weapon, power now you right. You, who is the president of Sierra Leone?
President Musa Paka.
Well, you see, we really need this free education. Sissy.
When the bubble go school, salon go better. Education not the answer. Yeah, when it's in go school, woman for land book, not to kitchen no more for sake. Not buying papa day, the beginning get better day. No make let them call them follow education now.
No more excuse, I no get school fee. Pop for go school, education are free. Illiteracy bad, education are key. They don't say we were blind, but now we the see. Now I can get book says, develop a country, not to pass a fly go overseas. Education are the key, it can open doors. Your favorite rapper land book, look me the great balls. Forget your color or your party, no worry about expenses. Education are free. Rap good school and land. Make them all laugh it tomorrow, say. Lord, if the belly complain, well, bomb a day. No worry about school fees,
none are free.
Remember, say education get better pay. So go school for tomorrow, go be okay.
When the bubble go school, mama, you don't hear me kill it in future bright, yeah. When the titi go school, wallahi, you don't free, no man, no go mass by right, yeah. Send you picking go school, so we go fit to go in the future, go just feel bright, yeah. Line book, not the secret, not the key, we go end poverty, not the ghetto.
Yes, of course, Family Free Education Initiative in Sierra Leone. Of course, that's now the musical artist from Freetown, Sierra Leone, led by Emerson Bakari on this free education issue. Of course, now we get for saying we picking in a school. No more excuse. You, the parents, you get for saying you picking at school because that school fees where you worry about study, government don't eliminate them. And you, the pikin where they go school trading, you not get lunch, you not get anything inside your belly. Where you go school now, you they eat there. And in fact, you where they far where you they work out so many miles from where you go school. Now they get forget some bus there we get for the care when I go to school. This is now a very ambitious program. And of course, anybody will mean well for Sierra Leone, you go on for gladly for a program like this, because now this hold we country back. Anybody will understand waiting at the value, the essence of education. You not go on for play with this, and you will mean well for Sierra Leone. You go on for put hand under an initiative like this, because even the one them when the leaders then at the country, they say don't begin make contribution. In fact, let me bring some of that to you right now for me to see whether they make contribution. Okay, let us start with the mayor of Freetown. The mayoress of Freetown City don't donate 50% of in 3 months salary. They go towards this free education program. Okay, then at the new mayor Akisoya, they don't contribute 50%. So if then they pay him $100, $50 of that money they go to this free education for 3 months. Now that's going to happen under this free education program. You know, so in when one of the leaders now government, it don't put on for this, and so who are you not to put your hands there? Of course, how about the hold on, let me see, what am I trying to do here? Okay, how about the Speaker of the House, when Dr. Abbas Bundu himself don't pledge, it don't convince some of the parliamentarians in the parliament for letting say pledge 1 month of their salaries towards this free education, because the education get for be sustainable, we get for keep them, right? So the Speaker of the House himself don't do that one day. And then of course we get even the Minister for Primary and Secondary Education, when Honorable Alpha Timbo don't donate in 3 months salary, the entire salary when they pay for 3 months, and then it take them, they go towards this free education, right? So then they do the incident, and then of course we get even Dr. Ali Kabawina, the Foreign Affairs Minister in the country, himself don't donate in 3 months salary towards this program right here for let the program go just succeed. Dr. Ali Kaba himself don't do the Foreign Affairs Minister. And of course, we also get the Minister of Finance, when Mr. Jacob Jusu Safar himself don't contribute in 2 months salary. A one for men going to take a small over 1 year. You know, na own contribution towards the free education program na Sierra Leone. And of course, how about the Chief Minister himself, the man when at the head of all the ministers in the country, Dr. David J. Francis, himself don't donate in 3 months salary to this free education initiative in the country, right? And of course, we also get the First Lady. The First Lady don't donate money up to 100 million leons from the Fatima Madabio Foundation. Himself don't donate that one day towards the free education program. Mrs. Fatima Bio, now that one day you don't do. And of course, we also get the Vice President, Dr. Mohammed Julde Jallo, you know, Fulaman. So he don't give 50% of in 12 months salary for the whole year. If then they pay $100, $50 for 12 months, they go towards this free education program, plus 10 cows for letting people go to eat that cow in at the school where they go school. My God, Fulaman, I don't Lego so okay. So that's the Vice President. Now that one they don't do towards a free education, right? And of course, how about the President himself? Retired Brigadier General Julius Madabio don't donate 3 months of in salary towards the free education program. You know, so now that's they go on. Of course, if all them big one they don't contribute, you know, we serve na Sherrick's broadcast network. We say we know they left BM per all this contribution will they come in. So you know, well, let me see if I can bring it up. Let me see if I can bring it up. Yes, Sherrick's broadcast network, we say don't decide say we'll go contribute 3,800,000 leons to the free education program. Whether we pledge and we'll get for send them to the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, now the country, and then they handle that. So if you're not person where they are abroad or any side where they in this world, you want for make a donation to this program, you want for go ahead and contact the Ministry of Finance. All the information they up on the screen right now. you go able for contact them, and you go able for make your donation to them. Right about this time, I think say that one day na very, very important thing. That one the way you go able for do. You go contact the Minister of Finance for me and go able for help you with that. Of course, now that's not the most important thing we'll need for know at this time. If we want for let this free education program succeed, now Sierra Leone will get for put we hands on deck for ensure say it don't happen. Not to just talking about it, but we actually get for ensure say it happen in the country. So this why so a very important thing for Sierra Leone. You way na salo you born or you get people in Sierra Leone, you want like good things happen at the country, you want for joining. You can call the Ministry of Finance and able for make your own pledge. But I think say this why so very, very important. All right. So my family, when I stick around as we continue for bring the programs to you, stick around with us.
Of teachers to teach properly, and the duty of parents and guardians to ensure that the child goes to school, stays in school to the full day, and has time at home to rest, do homework, and study. Subjecting the child to excessive domestic chores, sending him or her to the street for trading instead of studying, will not be accepted anymore.
Improve on what we already offer. And I promise you, like I always do, I will be back. And I will keep doing this work until someday in this country, every child your age can go to school without their parents worrying about school fees.
And my name is Ibrahim Sharif, founder and director of Sherrick's Broadcast Network, and I approve this message because education is key to success. Thank you, Mr. President, for keeping your promise. Yes, thank you, Mr. President, for keeping your promise. Of course, at Sherrick's Broadcast Network, this is how we do things. And so me fam with them, they encourage everybody for Mekuna go able for pledge or contribute meaningfully towards the free education of the country. Something this way get for go on throughout. And of course, as how the government they continuously look for funding of this program. You know, we self as Sierra Leoneans, if we mean well, we get for help with something, you know. So that is very important. And so next thing we want to talk about quick before we go further. Now, you know, on Pray Day, na Freetown, we get this very unusual thing where happen where the leadership of the Gaddafi Mosque na Rukopa na Eastern Freetown, then we get for, you know, invite, you know, the former presidential candidate of the APC, Dr. Sumar for going to that Mosque Day, for, you know, give speech day. I mean, I don't know what's the reason why they invite and they for, because elections they don't over, and you know, the same way APC be win elections in 2007 and even 2012. I don't feel say the SLPP be engaged in any of them kind of activities there, because you see their activities here where they go on now still the characteristics of APC as a political party in Sierra Leone. They were formed on this basis in 1960, July 11, where Shaka Stephen formed APC. Now then kind of same practice there so whatever they do. And you know, now then TSO can talk about where some man can talk say, oh, they want they hate APC. Now, for goodness sake, looking at Sierra Leone as fragile as our democracy is, you know, as shaky as our peace is, why would APC not go just go sit on Safu, make them run strategies in the background, like how the SLPP do, give the SLPP government chance, make them, you know, make them rule this country, make them govern the country? Why would you, Dr. Samora Kamara, as educated as you are, with all the passionate talks the way they're talking at the TV stations and radio stations about how you want to let this country go forward, why you not go able to give a very good advice to people them where they invite you in a sceneries like this? Because you know, say your presence at a scene like this, it ignites boku things them. But anyway, let's see that video first way in the Samurai begin for go na that mocks day. Let's see that video first of all, and then we'll go comment on and now properly, right? Stick around. This is so just give us 1 second as to try to put everything in place. All right, so me fam with them, I think so we don't quell and down a little bit. It was too much going on. Oh, it don't come back. It don't go. It don't come back. It don't come back. All right, now that old one I need to play on. What's going on? All right, so me farm with them. I don't know which they go right now, but it look like we get a small problem with the we get problem with audios than I ask so because things they happen way not necessary for happen. But anyway, so now that Samora Kamara been going now the Gaddafi mocks way happen. You see how the crowd they I don't know why that is still Elam that way they. All right, let's take care of this. I'm having a problem with this. Not necessary for happen. I don't know why this is going on. So now that's Samora Kamara been going down the Gaddafi mocks way happen. You see how the crowd I don't know why. All right, that ain't not gonna happen anymore. I am sorry, my people. I'm very sorry about that. But yeah, so basically, what we try for talk about now, the facts say when the APC win election 2007 and 2012, SLPP give them chance, then quiet. All they did was then go back now then shell. They began the half internal conflict and then party, but they not ever do something for try for put up a challenge indirectly to the APC. But Samora no say politically, this is the political analysis of his visit to this mosque on that day. Very important day to Muslims. He go to that mosque day. On what grounds? Why you need for go to that mosque day for tell people then thank you? If people don't invite you to that mosque, why you not think about the fact say let me advise them that it's not gonna be necessary for me to go to this mosque. But something say Namawiki operate on honest by Kromai advice. So something I advise as a good day. Say honest okay and I then can't see as we like. But why would you go there? But anyway, let's look at it from an Islamic perspective as well. Now, first of all, who say Samora Kamara go to nap? According to all the commentaries that we don't get from social media, and based on your knowledge of Islam, that member who say tinap, not only religious leaders, especially the imam, the one that will belong to the Dawah Council, then are the highest authority in the mosque, not then supposed for tinap in that place. And Samora is not a Muslim. This man a Christian. Why you wanna go invite a Christian for go tinap na that member? If he go na the mosque, okay. But for go tinap who side the religious leader that they tinap for talk, for give dua, or for give kutuba. Why would I for allow a political leader for go tinap na that same place? Where we say not perform ablution, not hold al-wala before you go tinap na that kind of place, and then you get for be pure, you get for be clean, you for don't perform ablution. This man did not do that because not a Muslim. Why the religious leaders then they allow him for do that? I think say the whole mosque they need for consecrate them, they need for cleanse them, they need for do something, let them pray to the Almighty God, let God wipe off all the sins we then commit on that day by allowing a non-Muslim for go tinap na the member. That was so, oh my God. I mean, wouldn't the religious leaders that we do that one day in the first place? Do we have a religious council in the country when at the highest authority where they pant up Muslim in another country? What they don't do to them? Then kind people and they forever they're not for mass, now that mean, but they're not for see authority as far as Islam is concerned, they're not for see them forever. Inside this new direction, people that will not get for set examples at all levels, not only in governance, but at all levels. Right? So this is what happened in Freetown. I mean, I cannot imagine it, but this is what happened. So, but anyway, my family, we'll get for move forward. Now, moving forward, we get for can talk to una about leadership. Leadership per se, and since the SLPP government don't kind of power, few things then they don't do now the country where we country all man be the yearn for change. That is something that is not deniable. I mean, we cannot deny it. The country be done the yearn for change, right? And so if this country be done the yearn for change, then therefore any government way for kind of power, the number one thing where people that they expect that government for do now for how for implement that change day, how for implement the change. So that is what we are going to talk about right now. You know, how the SLPP government don't manage change in Sierra Leone so far. How have they done that? How the SLPP government don't manage change? Because this now with educational peace, you know, now this what they do as far as education is concerned, you know, as Sherrick's Broadcast Network, how the SLPP don't they manage change in Sierra Leone. Okay, so let me start by talking about change itself, right? So at whatever level where you want for let change go be successful in any organization, any country, any community, that change they get for go through 8 different steps. So we want to see how the SLPP government don't take advantage of the 8 steps then they for able for bring about change in the country, right? Now that one day we get for look at right now. Now when you look at them, you will see say number one, there has to be a need for change. You know, like how we people that all be the talk say, oh we want change, oh we want change. We get for demonstrate them with something they will get for show where they demonstrate for say we actually needed this change. So in Sierra Leone, all man be need change. Either na for level able for feed we safe, or for level picking and go school where they not get for pay school fees, or when you sick you go to hospital, lay them able for menu. So we all be one change. So that number one goal was addressed. Right, so there was need for change, and then after when you don't establish the need for change, you also you get for create change agents, the one that winner, the one that we get for make the change happen. Then the number 3 goal is you get for create a vision for the change, and then you get for communicate the change. Then at the number 4th goal, and then or the number 4th step, then you get for empower the staff. Then we get for work on this change. Then you get for do something quick one. When at the number 6 goal, you get for do something quick one way people then go turn around and look at them as a victory, as something we don't do way then goes use as a benchmark for say, oh, it don't do something, right? Then the number 7, you get for consolidate the change. Once you don't make this change here and it don't come off fine, you get for hold on now, let it not go back to Wusa Ibn Day, where people that be complain, and then after that you get for embed them. Right, so we get for take a look at each one of them goals there, so or the steps there. We get for take a look at them for really see like what are we talking about, right? So let me take a look at them. Let us probably start with number 1, establishing a need for change. You get for perform problem or issue analysis. You get for really see waiting at the problems that within the country we need for be changed. We need for change. Waiting at the problem. Then you get for determine waiting at the problems and waiting at the opportunities then we available for take care of that problem day. You get for establish that one day. And then after when you don't do that, then now you get for focus the people their attention on the need for change. For say this will country ain't not go left so forever. We'll get for do something better. We have to do something. So after we don't do all of that, waiting at the next step where you get for take. The next step where you get for take is going to be for establish change agents. You get for establish change agents. How you did one? You did create a team structure to help drive the change. Then are people that way you know say then go able for make this change here happen. Now that you get for now put together for me to help you. Just like how the president come, it can put in cabinets together, it can put in ambassadors together, it can put all man together for make sure say this change here happen. So now that you get for do in an environment like that if you want for do a change. So the SLPP is doing that as well. Then of course after when you don't establish the change agents, they're waiting at the number 3 thing where you get for do. Number 3, you get for now develop a vision. You get for develop how you want for let this change look like, how you want for let this change come out at the end of the day where you don't implement it, how you want for make it come out. You get for develop a vision that provides focus for the change, right? You get for do that one day. Then after we don't do that, they waiting at the number 4 goal where you get forget the number 4 now. You get for communicate the change. So meaning that you get for put role model the behavior implied by the vision. You know, just like we, you know, they don't implement the free education. They don't role model the behavior. Now we're gonna make people that see say this is a good vision. Wherein the president say he go donate in 3 months salary. The Minister of Education in 3 months salary, the Vice President in 12 months salary plus a 10 cow, the First Lady 100 million leons to the education. So then they do things the way you turn around, you look at them, it is send a signal to you for say, you know what, then people they are then really mean business. So when you look at that, you self go able for get the encouragement for me able for, you know, be part of the change where they happen, right? And so when they don't do that one day, let's see what I'm talking about. Okay, so when they don't communicate the vision, they use multiple channels to constantly communicate the change. Now, you know, say inside salon, they use plenty channels. Number 1, you get for now go now your job from 8 o'clock in the morning. 8:30 in the morning to 4:45. You know, we get for clean the country every first Saturday of the month. You know, the people the way the president they fly now and then they take all these 50 people plus some, then go out and go and you know eat the country money. You know, some certain things that we get for use at different levels. Then for letting people that know say this change on a car which una really mean them, right? So once una don't communicate and that way, they waiting at the next thing una they do. When they empower the staff, then you get for remove all the barriers the way they inhibit change. You get for empower the people that we get for make sure say this change here happen. You know, so anybody way like the president don't put in a position of authority, that person not forget any stumbling block where they block them for doing work. And when they do that thing, and they sometimes you get for encourage taking risks. You know, you get for do risk taking. You get for take risk doing stuff like this. All right, you get for take risk because certain people and the implementations the way they do they're not like that. So as they do and so then they hate you for doing it, but you don't get for look at that. As long as you believe say what they do them in the best interest of the country, you keep doing it. So that's the number 5th step where you take in effecting change in the country. And then number 6, you ensure a short-term win. Ensure short-term win. Something where you do quick, where people then go turn around and look at and they see say, oh, by waiting them people had so don't do, we really feel say better get for day. So you get for, you know, where people then they see where you do something, you show success. It they support the change where you don't come with. And then when you reward, you know, win, like when you do something, then people that turn around and they see them back, it will motivate them at the same time. So something where you do quick one, like in the case of the SLPP, right? We see where the president come, you know, we say people that for dinner job 8:30 to 4:45, instead worker go now the place they check on there. Now people that they tell we say we do claim between 6 o'clock to 8:30 the streets then they make it inside Frito. That is a win right there. So meaning that this change way the government can with is working. So people are turning around and seeing these things working. Now, like what the president say, anybody where they try for go university now, you know they pay application fee anymore, 500,000 leons. Government don't take care of that. People that don't turn around, they don't see that it's working. So that's not a win as well. The president talks again for implement the free education program in the country. The people that don't turn around, they don't see say they don't implement them, right? People that don't see say they don't pay all diplomats abroad. People that don't see say they don't pay salaries without incurring bank overdrafts. These are wins. These are tangibles. These are things where the president don't do, where people that they turn around and they look at, and these are wins for them, right? So you get for do that one. They done at the number 6 step where you get for take in managing change in a country, right? And waiting at the number 7. Number 7 now you get for consolidate the gains, right? So they continue to remove barriers then where they make the change not happen. Then you get for continue for reward. Then one day where they positively respond to the change. Then you get for introduce other programs them inside the country way similar to the one that the programs that we don't succeed already. So that is a way to consolidate the gains, because the ultimate goal is to make this change happen. So once it happen, the things that will make the change happen, you get for keep those things. And one of the things is any barrier where they stand in the way for let change don't happen, remove that barrier. Then the one that way they positively respond to the change, reward them. And then you implement other programs that were similar to the one that we don't work already. That is the number 7 step in managing change. And number 8, when at the final step, is embed the change. Embed the change. Let the change become like a culture, right? Now the country. Now over the period of time, let salon people then sit down, then say, oh, you know what? Now this don't become a culture in our country. Nobody, not for we don't claim if they work for public sector or even private sector, 8:30 for doing a job, 4:45 if you don't leave the job. And if you go on a job every day like that, you must be doing so. No matter how you idle at your job, you must do some form of work, right? And so this becomes a culture in the country over a period of time. So you are embedding that change into the culture of Sierra Leone. It is now becoming embedded in the culture, right? And then, you know, like everything what they do, like where government they pay people that without incurring bank overdrafts, like where the president they travel, you know, they go with overwhelming number of people that inside entourage. These are all changes that can be embedded into the culture of the country of Sierra Leone. So that the next person will come behind this president, instead go emulate, it go Patrick Katta the same way where the president they behave. So these are the 8 steps them where you they use for effect change in any community. These are the 8 steps. So 8 steps. So you link the change to organizational performance and leadership. How the organization they perform and how the leadership they. You able to put all of that into place, and of course you will see how things then go work out for you, right? So these are just some of the things what we say will be for bring up to now for let una go see how things work and how SLPP as a political party don't succeed for, you know, make sure say this change is happening in the country. All right, and so my family there once more, Mina Ibrahim Sharif, and of course I'm glad for come to una today with these programs that we are presenting to you. Of course, if you get any question about the steps and they will don't talk about, you can always comment, you know, and we can look at the comments and possibly we'll be able to respond back to you at another time. But for right now, that's what we have. So stick around with us as we continue to bring the programs to you. Stick around with us.
Hey, hey, hold your book and pen. Body man, so you know go they depend. You know what I'm talking about? And I get me brothers and I with me. We can't talk about importance to go school.
Yeah. Pick up your bag and go school. No worry for the fees, then send a free for go school. Yeah, mommy send you picking go school. If you not get lunch, free bomber day na school. Yeah, when you picking begin go school. When you can house, make you show you waiting them do na school. Yeah, as the thing go, they go let we watch see if government do waiting they say them go do.
Free education, power, power. Say we picking the foundation, power, power. Say we can't get that right. For the education is the key to wipe away poverty. Because it's the future.
When the bubble go school, mama you don't hear me kill it in future bright. Yeah. When the titi go school, wallahi you don't free no man no go mass by right. Yeah. Send you picking go school, so we go fed to go in the future go just be bright. Yeah. Land book na the secret, na the key we go end poverty na the ghettos.
When the titi go school, it no go depend on man for you and too much. Any people go school, it no go take gun work and a net for broke the ones. You no go need for go big so you compete them. You can't you compete with other continent. You go able not chest any side way call for boost you morale and confidence.
Titina for land book no pizza coco, but no make big full like you not that logo. Money in the net to just they go fen. Instead of quick change, you only book and pen. Land out for freedom, right? Life not to all the temper, but weed and dice. Free education, you know go pay penny. For planning, Sababu get for day, plenty.
Opportunity there now for go school free. Let me use and well to advantage. The reason not there for make you no go school. Brother not for make yourself useful. If you go school, not for yourself no more. Salon where we all like some benefit. You can be lawyer, you can be doctor. Anything we go make some benefit. Cause no time, now for change your ways. Now come round on the pace school fee again. Okay, lunch every day. Now send me booking go school. No care what I can say. Send them go school. No fall about party time. Go school. Okay, and to only marry. Send them go school. Oh yeah.
When the bubble go school, mama you don't hear me kill it in future bright. Yeah. When the titi go school, wallahi you don't free no man no go mass money right. Send you picking go school, so we go fly to go and the future go just be bright. Yeah. Land book na the secret, na the key we go end poverty na the get.
Education for be free, so who that deserve them. So now when I free, everybody for grab them. Not go school for eat, cause na free then they serve them. That money we can spend for fees reserve them. That picky where they sell na fees for commodity. More youth for land instead of why you go body. For succeed, now you battle for fight. Education are you weapon, power now you right. You, who is the president of Sierra Leone?
President Musa Baka.
Well, you see, we really need this free education. Sissy.
When the Bobo go school, salon go better. Education not the answer. Yeah, when it's in go school, woman for land book, not to kitchen, no money for sake. Mama and Papa Jane, the beginning get better day. No make them call him follow education now.
No more excuse, I no get school fee. Pop for go school, education are free. Illiteracy bad, education are key. They don't say we will blind, but now we the same. Now I can get book sense, develop a country, not to pass a fly go overseas. Education are the key, it can open doors. Your favorite rapper land book, look me the great boss. Forget your color or your party, no worry about expenses. Education are free. Grab good school and learn. Make them all of it tomorrow, I say. Lord, if the belly complain, well, bomb a day. Don't worry about school fees,
none are free.
Remember, say education get better pay. So go school for tomorrow, go be okay.
When the bubble go school, mama you don't hear me kill it in future bright. Yeah. When the titi go school, wallahi you don't free no man no go mass money right. Yeah. Send you picking go school, so we go fly to go and the future go just be bright. Yeah. Land book na the secret, na the key we go end poverty na the get.
Right, of course, Sierra Leonean musical artists, free education, Sierra Leone. That is the message they are trying to send over there. Picking again for go school free, primary, secondary school education, of course, then get for eat school as well. And so, one for tell the president, plenty thank you, and of course the SLPP government for where they make this possible. And so, my family and I so we get for end the broadcast for today. One for tell una all plenty thank you for una do watch we. Of course, una don't forget for contact Mr. Patrick Katta for let una go watch My American Spouse. You know, very good movie. You know, when I contact him on Facebook, Patrick Katta, inbox him, he go able for talk to you. Or if you want for joining crew for the Sierra Leonean movies, this is the time you're supposed to do that. All right. So once more, my name is Ibrahim Sharif, and I saw we get for end the program for today. I want for tell una plenty thank you for una support. All right then, thank you very much.
For a holiday, they wanna run, wanna
my body there for you, baby. All I want is a little baby. I wanna take your body up, baby. All I want is a little baby. Right now my body there for you, baby. All I want is a little baby. Looking at me from afar. I know you want something, but you better go and tell your mama. Sama tabule, confirm. Tabule, confirm. Sama tabule, confirm. Tabule, you know that I know. You know that me know that you been looking at me now. You know that me know that you want to go low. You want to go low, you wanna touch this my low. Hey, look at me and let me say me a dirty girl, and let me say you wanna be my boyfriend. And let me say me a raga girl, and let me say you wanna be my boyfriend. Yandy, oh, yandy, yeah. I wanna take body, oh, baby. All I want is a little baby. I know my body there for you, baby. All I want is a little baby. I wanna take body, oh, baby. All I want is a little baby. I know my body there for you, baby. All I want is a little baby.
Toyota, put on a coat, maybe a thing or two and bring you closer. See my mind, not the worry because I love her, I get my joke na water, I don't be mommy water, for the sake of love, but that na blunder. Oh, my mama tell me, say if I see a fine girl, make a toast her, make her give her pure water. Yes, who be the one where they ease me mind, where I stress, now you. Looking at your picture from night to day, I said, now you. With you, I got a love story, yeah. No stress, no fanfare.
You look at me and tell me, say me a dirty girl, and you tell me, say you wanna be my boyfriend. You tell me, say me a raga girl, and you tell me, say you wanna be my boyfriend. I wanna take body, oh, baby. All I want is a little baby. I know my body there for you, baby. All I want is a little baby. I wanna take body, oh, baby. All I want is a little baby. I know my body there for you, baby. All I want is a little baby.